you get to see the truly mean side of fans. You get to see what they don't want to say to their bosses, they say to you. No matter what it is, they can come up with some pretty mean things to say.
The body shaming was something I had to get past because I'm a $150. Everybody just oh, you're not big enough. You don't look the part. How can you do that?
Really hard on myself for the first couple of months. I didn't think I was really worth it, and so a lot of self-deprecation for sure.
Constantly having to think about the way I look, every day, making sure that you're not eating too much or eating the right amount depending on what your body goals are.
Putting the shows and everything, putting it together in a way that at the end of the day, people are going to be happy with the match.
There's a lot of stress in this business. You're worrying about whether you're going to get hurt or whether somebody else is going to get hurt.
Wrestling is a constant roller coaster of emotions. Everybody has bad days, sure, but you're not having these fantastic moments where everybody's chanting your name and cheering you on and you win and everybody backstage is patting you on the back saying, oh my gosh, that was so good, I want to buy t-shirts, blah blah blah. And then your next match is just crickets and you mess up your spot and you land weird and hurt your shoulder or blow out your knee or break your ankle or get a concussion. And then you go backstage and nobody talks to you. Nobody says anything. And then you go out and you try and meet the fans and everybody just walks by you. And it's hard to learn to cope with that.
There have been times where I've wanted to say something that I'll say it in the moment and immediately regret it. It's hard to see some really good friends go through hard times.
We are going through matches. Let's just say I have a really, really bad match that I'm not really fond of, or I just don't even want to watch the tape of it. I guess that itself can mess with me mentally because it messes with self-confidence.
To, wow the crowd, be an absolute spectacle for what they need, but down to try my hardest and don't get the results I want, and sometimes causes a downward spiral inside my head.
So when I started wrestling, brand new thing for me, and that translated to having a lot of anxiety before my matches. Jay and I had just started dating, so I was trying to be a brand new girlfriend. We were dealing with COVID, and then we got married, and I was a wife, and I was pregnant, and all of this stuff all at the same time.
The business, as we call it, that also reigns heavy on the mind constantly because you never feel good enough unless you're paid, and there's a huge stigma about that. I have these crazy thoughts in my head because I've rattled it so many times and I drive things into it. And
being away from my family, which is my number one priority at the end of the day, and I'm away from them, it does affect my mental health. As they grow older, time just slips away, so I hold dear to my heart being with them. I was at work when I heard that Scott Hall had 3 heart attacks back to back, and that effed me up for quite a while. Bray Wyatt, that one got me for a long time too. I'm still not really. It's still hard to accept that Bray Wyatt's not here anymore.
I've done many different jobs in the wrestling business. So I've been referee, I've been wrestler, I've been commentator, I've been ring announcer. I've done a little bit of everything, manager, ringside manager, and everything. So, and sometimes you feel like if you get a spot wrong, you do something wrong, you're gonna feel judged for making a mistake.
The brotherhood that you get, because once you become a worker or once you become behind the scenes, or no matter what you do in the wrestling community, not everyone can do it, and the fact I'm a part of the proud few that can do it means a lot, especially since I do it pretty much better than everybody else. But
it has given me such a huge boost to my body confidence for sure. You get to meet new people, you get to go to different places you never thought you'd be.
Just the positive feedback that I get from fans when I come out, when they share, especially when you hear your name being chanted and all that stuff, it takes you to a good place. How I feel about myself, I feel really proud. And I get to show people, especially someone like my son.
Again, because of the emotional investment that I make in these characters and these people, when they do well, that makes me happy. Of course, I want to just say I acknowledge my tribal chief,
being providing commentary for the Idaho Wrestle Club has been one of the best experiences.
It helps you find the people who truly like you for being you, and the people that come forward and even look forward to just wanting to see me come out of those curtains, because that's what they were looking forward to for the whole month. Forget whatever mundane things I've been doing day to day and just enjoy life again.
I was a very independent person growing up. I didn't want people to take care of me. I didn't care for other people's. The wrestling world showed me that it's okay to lean on somebody when you need them.
It's just brought my spirits up. Being able to hang out with this guy and Brad Zane, causing mayhem, running amok, it makes us happy being able to do what we want to do.
So there's always a joy hanging out with one of my heroes, and then, like you said, hanging out with one of my best friends.
Our wrestling friends have been there for so much that they don't even know. After we lost our second son, and he almost took me with him, all of our wrestlers just came around us, and it gives me a moment to just be me.
I'm probably in the minority of people my age that can do that. Being able to take myself from the couch, I can be athletic and do things that I never thought that I was going to be able to do.
Guys I looked up to as a kid and immediately was just enamored with how they carried themselves. I'm still grateful for the fact that I'm with my partner. I went and asked her out at a pro wrestling show in Portland. We're still together, and like we're still going strong. And
Meeting new people everywhere I go. I'm a big people person. Making those connections has been incredibly positive. The inclusivity of being part of a community and the wrestling community.
In the same match, I am literally beaming. I am now I'm going to start crying. I am the that feeling of like acceptance, right? Because you walk out and as soon as you burst and people are excited to see you, you feel seen. It's one of the few places where I feel like I healthily cope with loss.
I feel like some of my best friends are people that I know from the wrestling industry. I feel like I actually did it when people didn't believe I could. So stuff like that.
Wrestling allowed me to be able to be something that I wasn't. And that is what helped me get by. There was a comfort. It was almost like a blanket that really showed me what wrestling truly was. It was about family. It was about being able to count on someone being there for you at the end of the day, just like when I was growing up.
I've had people decide to, end things. Talk to someone for real. Like that's no gimmick BS. See a counselor, talk to a buddy, talk to a family member. Shoot, take whatever they're asking you to take, because guess what? At the end of the day, you're still here.
Once you get past the scary part of actually reaching out, that's when things are going to start getting better for you.
Rely on your veterans, rely on the people who've been there, rely on your trainers.
I used to believe that the ladder to professional wrestling is made of the bodies of the people that I passed. And the truth really is that we're elevating each other. High tides raise all ships.
Give yourself grace and patience. Some people are going to look to you just as much as you look to them.
I'll quote Dusty Rhodes on this, is just keep on stepping. Pro wrestling's always going to be there, but like first and foremost, your mental health and your mental well-being.
Breathe. The most important thing you need to do is recognize you're doing your best, and this is a hard thing to do.
It's okay. It's okay to take a step back. The community outside of our community that would be so welcoming to us.
Don't be afraid to be a little selfish. Your mental health is probably the most important thing that you could focus on. Set boundaries, be the bad guy, cut people off. You are not required to sacrifice yourself and your mental health on the altar of others.
Struggles that we go through in life. Nobody's perfect. We all have something, every one of us has something that we need to work on.
Now, when it comes to wrestling, there is a thin thread that connects It's there for each and every single one of us, and you cannot lose it. Don't forget it, because there's always someone there to help.
But for the same reason that another wrestler has been your reason for, I want to become the best version of myself, you were like that for someone else.
If you're a wrestler, you may not feel great about yourself, but there's some kid who's going to take their time to make a sign and bring it to the show because they love you that much.
I wrestled with in Utah. Took his own life. I miss him a lot. When you're gone, everybody is going to miss you. Get help any way you can because we do care.
Nothing is more important than you being here. There's no gimmick behind it. There's no nothing behind it. Nothing is more important than seeing your face every single day. There's people that love you. There's people who want to take care of you.
Just listen to here, figure it out up here, and love yourself. Okay, your middle name is Macho, but I'm wondering if you ever cry. Has Macho Man ever cried?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's okay for macho men to show every emotion available right there, because I've cried 1,000 times, I'm gonna cry some more.
Why is it so important for you to talk about these things out loud to people, I guess?
Because I've lost a lot of friends, you know what I mean, who didn't talk about it, who hid it, and a couple of friends committed suicide. And it's just like, well, let's talk about it. Let's do something different now.
Yeah.
Because for years we didn't talk about it. And guess what? It didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm looking for a way to handle things correctly. I'm not looking for a fix, because I'm never going to be fixed.
That's
This is a battle that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. I just need to learn ways of handling it better. And that's what I tell people. Like, therapy's not about fixing, because ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't broken. You just got to find a way to handle it better than the next man.
But the toughest thing is to love somebody who has done something mean to you, especially when that somebody has been yourself. Have you ever done anything mean to yourself? Well, it's very important to look inside yourself and find that loving part of you. That's the part that you must take good care of and never be mean to, because that's the part of you that allows you to love your neighbor. And your neighbor is anyone you happen to be with at any time of your life. Respecting and loving your neighbor can give everybody a good feeling.